welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is good, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another video here on the channel. Today, of course, is another eBay comic sales video where I delve into some of the recent sales on eBay. Now, I always like checking in on certain books, and of course, when I see some scarcity or some books that I think deserve a look at, we'll dive into them too. But before we get started in the video, like always, I ask you guys, if you're not a current subscriber of the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button for me, and if you're inclined to become a member, do yourself a favor, check it out, because you get access to exclusive things that nobody else has access to. Now, with that said, let's jump into these eBay sales. There's some good ones here this week. Now, the first book we're going to take a look at this week is The King of the Bronze Age. You guys know what it is. It is a copy of Incredible Hulk number 181. This one in a CGC 5.5. Of course, you know it is the first full appearance of Wolverine. Now, right off the bat, I have a big problem with this listing and this book. CGC is calling this book a 5.5. To me, I'm going to show you some close-up pics of this book. You can see it's really faded in my opinion. There's a lot of spine wear on this book. Yes, it's complete. It's got that blue label. But to me, I'm calling this book about a 3.5 to a 4.0. On a good day, maybe a 4.5. I don't know how CGC comes up with a 5.5 grade on this one. To me, I know I'm a little bit harsher on Bronze Age keys than I am with silver and even gold. But to me, this book is not a 5.5. There's just no way. There's too much wear on this book, in my opinion. Yes, there's not a lot of color break increases, but with the fading and, of course, the spine wear, I'm dropping this down to a 4.5 at best. Now, as you check the GPA data, you can see the last sale for this book was $3,499 just a couple of months back in October. This copy sold for $3,299.99. And to boot, we're going to add tax, and we're going to pay $30 shipping for a faded book that nowhere looks like a 5.5. That's just me. Remember, when I do these videos, guys, this is my sole opinion. Grading is kind of subjective. We all know that. But in my opinion, I'm not paying fair market value for a faded book, for a book that doesn't look and present like a 5.5. The 90-day average for this grade is $3,365 on 10 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $3,361 on 30 sales. And that seems to be the amount of sales we have per year, because in 2022, the average was $4,430 on 33 sales. 2021, the average was $4,683 on right around 29 sales. So you have about 30 sales each year, which is not too bad in this grade, in my opinion. But my big gripe is, of course, paying up for a book that looks like this. Even though it's a 5.5 graded by CGC, I'm going to dispute that grade, and I'm certainly not going to pay full value for this book looking the way it does. You guys do me a favor, drop me down in the comments, let me know what you think. Did this person overpay for this book? Do you think the grade is right? Either way, I really love to hear what you guys think. Now we're going to stay in the Bronze Age for this next one. It is a copy of Marvel Spotlight number 5 in a CGC 7.5 in a white pager. One of my favorite Bronze Age keys. I love this black cover. As you can see on this book, there is a little bit of writing in the O in Ghost Rider on the cover. To me, it's not too bad. Regardless, we had a sale on October 27th. The book was listed for $1,599. The actual sale ended up being just a little bit below that at $1,450. Not bad. Yes, tax man. Yes, $20 shipping. But either way, I believe that this book is actually a 7.5, not just like the last Hulk 181 we were just taking a look at. Either way, we're going to go into the GPA data, and the last sale for this book was back in October, again, for $1,775. Now, the 90-day average for this one, $1,737 on 9 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $2,025 on, again, 33 sales. 2022, the average was $2,980, so a big drop from 2022 over the past year. And of course, 2021, the average was $2,893, so just about down $1,000 from 2021. quite a big drop in my opinion, but either way, someone paid $300 under that last sale price of $17.75 for a white pager. I think this is a good buy by somebody out there. We all know Ghost Rider eventually is going to show up in the MCU at some point. They're going to do something with this character. He's a mainstay. He's one of the best Bronze Age keys you could find, a top 5 Bronze Ager in my opinion. So if you're into Ghost Rider, this is the book I'd be buying. Don't forget, I think someone did pretty good on this book. All right, how about some Silver Age goodness? And this one happened to catch my eye. We're getting some great deals on some massive Silver Age keys right now. I think a lot of people out there are a little trigger shy on some of these books because of the decrease in value on some of them. But hey, you can get some crazy steals right now, like this book, in my opinion. Here we have a copy of X-Men #1. They listed as very poor condition. It was sold on October 27th for a whopping $2,000. You know, I've gone ahead and taken a look at this book. A really close inspection. The seller actually has only 8 feedbacks there. It's 100%. They're claiming that they have a lot more feedback on some of the other mainstream social media platforms. I did not check that out. Either way, the person listed this book for $2,000 or best offer, and it was snatched right the hell up. Now, let me say right off the bat, they do state that the cover of this book is detached, but they also say that it is complete. There is tape on the cover as well, which does not bother me. I don't mind tape on Silver Age books. Obviously, if I can get them without it for a good deal, I'm more willing to do that. But again, if you're playing in a low grade field, tape should not bother you. Now, I know it is a raw book, so you have to be careful, but keep in mind, eBay has a great policy on returning books, or returning anything for that matter, where they make the seller actually take the book back no matter what. So the possibility of getting scammed, in my opinion, is very minute. So to each his own. I've bought a lot of books off of eBay, and I will continue to do so. I really wish I saw this book for sale, but regardless, somebody beat me to it. Now, as you can see, $2,000. This book does not look like a 0.5 to me. It does present pretty well for an X-Men #1, in my opinion. I'm calling it a 1.0. Could it come back at 0.5? It definitely could if you want to submit the book. Could it have restoration? Absolutely. I'm not going to say it's not going to be a possibility. But either way, if we take a look at the grade point average of a 1.0, you can see the last sale for that grade was $3,850 just back in September last month. We're talking about 50% discount from the last sale right here. The 90-day average for this one, $3,948 on 6 sales. 12-month rolling average, $4,319 on 14 sales. In 2022, we had an average of $6,340. That is massive, almost a 50% decline, almost. 2021, the average was $6,508 on just 6 sales. But when is the madness going to end with these Silver Age books just dropping? To me, this is a steal right here. There are plenty of people out there who want to own an X-Men 1. I myself, if I wanted to re-add this book back in the collection, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money, I think $2,000, in my opinion, is a great spot for a nice presenting copy just to have it in the collection. I don't need this book to be an investment book if I want to own it. If you're a huge X-Men fan, you'd be all over this thing just to have a copy in the collection. Somebody, I'm sure, snatched this book up as soon as it came out because I think they got a steal. Regardless, let me know what you think down in the comments. Would you have bought this book? I certainly would. All right, let's talk a little Copper Age right now, because that has been all the rage on the Hot 10 Comics of the Week breakdown. Every freaking hot Copper Age book out there, it seems to be selling for record prices. Even the books that I think are not really worth owning long term. Regardless, we're going to be taking a look at a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 316 in this iconic cover by the great Todd McFarlane. Not only that, this book is a CGC 9.8, a white pager with that nice Spider-Man label by CGC. Now, you guys know that I am a huge fan of Amazing Spider-Man, and of course, this is the first cover appearance of Venom, a massive book from the Copper Age, in my opinion, that doesn't really get too much credit, in my opinion. The credit that it's due, not only for the great cover, but for the great cover appearance. Now, we're going to check in on this book, the GPA average, and I could not believe where this book was in 2021 and where it is now. Regardless, we have that $500 sale that just occurred this month, and that is the last sale according to GPA. But let's go all the way back, guys, to 2021 and take a look at that average. $1,165. That is just a massive massive drop. Not only that, there were 139 sales, man, at a 9.8 in 2021. The 2022 average dropped to $846, just under 100 sales. 12-month rolling average was $605, another massive drop on 111 sales. And now we have the 90-day average down to $537 on only 26 sales in the past 3 months. When will the madness stop? At a 9.8, a white pager, a custom label is $500 at the bottom. I have to ask you guys, I had a 9.8 not too long ago. I decided to let it go only for the fact I knew I got it for a great deal. I actually ended up buying it raw, having it pressed, and then sent to CGC, and it came back a 9.8 white pager. So I wanted to make a little cash, of course, to have in my pocket so I could look for other books that I'm really interested in. Either way, there's a ton of copies of this book out there. Do I want to own it? Yes. Do I want to spend $500? To me, I would at a 9.8. I think it's a decent deal if it's a long-term hold, but if it's not, I kind of would rather own like a raw copy just to have in the collection. Don't want to spend too much money, but hey, if you're into the 9.8s, it's got to be that way in a Copper Age book. That's just my opinion. Keep that in mind. So let me know again what you think down in the comments. Is $500 the bottom, or do we still have room to drop? How about we do a modern? I don't really do too many moderns. I don't talk too much modern stuff because I don't really collect it. But when I saw this sale, I really just had to talk about it. Here we have a copy of Invincible #1. But not only that, we have the brand new custom label from CGC, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. It goes great with this book as well. It is a white pager to boot. Of course, this is the first appearance of Invincible. Sold on October 27th for an insane $3,764.80, plus $135 shipping to the United States from the United Kingdom. Now, on top of that, I believe they're going to have duties that they're going to have to pay getting it into the country. I'm not too sure if we have that with the UK or not. Somebody drop me comments down below. Let me know if that is the case, but I do think it is. Regardless, guys, I checked the last sale for this book, and it was only at $3,295 just this month. So somebody really wanted a copy of this book, and I got to be honest with you guys, I do not blame them. There are about 2 books that I really want to own if I'm a modern collector. You guys know what they are: Ultimate Fallout #4 and Edge of Spider-Verse #2. But this book right now is extremely hot, not only because of the Amazon Prime show, but because of the new series that is out in comics that people are reading right now. I hear is absolutely fantastic. People are in love with this series, in love with this book, and I cannot blame them. This might have surpassed the 2 other books I mentioned. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments if you're an Invincible fan or not. We're going to go back to the 90-day average, and it was just basically $1 under that last sale, $3,294 on 10 sales, believe it or not. If you do know how many copies there are in 9.8, please let me know. The 12-month rolling average for this one, $3,126 on 23 sales. 2022, the average is $3,158. Basically the same. You have to go back to 2021 average to see a $3,409 on 31 sales. I gotta be honest, this book has really not dropped anything much over the past couple of years. If anything, we had a little bit of a dip, and now we're starting to bounce up again. I think these custom labels by CGC are really helping this book as well. That label is still available by CGC, but this is the first time actually seeing one in person sell on eBay or somewhere else. I absolutely love the way it looks. Again, if you're an Invincible fan, I think this book is a must own, but do you really want to spend $3,000 on this one? I'm not too sure. Is it gonna fall like Edge of Spider-Verse 2? Is it gonna fall like Ultimate Fallout 4? You guys have been seeing it everywhere that the Jevic variant has been taking a shit as well. Is this gonna happen to this book? I don't think so. I think it has long-lasting staying power, and if I'm an Invincible fan, it's a book I'm definitely looking into owning in a 9.8. We are going back to the Copper Age, and we're going to end this video on this one because I could not believe my eyes on what this book sold for, but maybe I'm out of the loop with all this stuff. I know copper is extremely hot right now because it's affordable, and I think that's what people are after. Of course, this one is based on spec and spec alone. Here we have a copy of Wolverine #88. Of course, the deluxe edition, where the first time we have Deadpool and Wolverine meet each other, and we all know that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be coming out in the new Deadpool 3. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they're teaming up finally. We're finally getting that team-up movie we've always wanted. Either way, we have a CGC 9.8 white pager sell for $519.95 plus $12 shipping plus tax, all that goodness. I could not believe that someone would pay $500 for this book. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You could have had this one for maybe about 20 bucks in super high grade raw just about a year and a half ago. I've seen it at my LCS, Slab Comics, they have it. I know they have good prices, guys, but come on, are you paying up for this book? I don't know. Then I went and checked the last sale and the data of GPA to see what this book was going for, and I was quite surprised, really. The last sale, according to GPA, was only 456 bucks back in September. Of course, now that beats that with $519 sale. The 90-day average was 675 bucks on just 4 sales. Again, I was shocked by that number. The 12-month rolling average, $547 on just 15 sales. In 2022, the average is 422 bucks on 30 sales. That's a little bit more like it. In 2021, the average was 600 bucks on 26 sales. So this book has come down, but it hasn't come down that much, and I was shocked to see it was this expensive in a 9.8, guys. I tell you all the time, I don't do copper, I don't do modern anymore unless they're 9/8, but this book is such a small key in my opinion. Yes, it's worth owning if you can get it for a good price. To me, I just can't spend $500 on a book like this. But hey, over the past 3 years, it seems this book has warranted that price. So again, if you want to own this book, I'm certainly not going to bless that. But hey, if you're a big Wolverine fan or a big Deadpool fan, it's a must own in my opinion. I just don't want to spend 600 bucks on this book. I still think you can find this book for under $100 raw, in good shape in my opinion. That's really what I want to throw in it. Nothing more than that. If you're a 9.8 collector and you absolutely want to have it, be my guest. But again, drop me comments down below. Are you spending 500 bucks in this book? Do you want to own this book? Or is it going to drop back down after we see Deadpool 3 come out? I really want to hear what you guys think. All right, guys, that's it for another eBay sales video. Do me a favor, like I've been saying the entire video, drop me comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do me a favor, hit that like button. We're almost at 6,000 subs. As I'm doing this video, I think we're like 45 away, and we're giving away that awesome Hulk Wolverine statue. I'm giving away that art print to members of the channel. If you're interested in becoming a member, I have one other announcement to make. I just secured a massive book for my collection. Members of my channel, you guys know what it is, believe it or not, and it's coming, and I can't wait to do a video on it. It's something totally different that you guys may have not seen before. With that said, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.